Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we have to walk are winding, and all the lights that lead us there are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Because maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my Today was gonna be the day, but they'll never throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you're not to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads that lead you there were winding, and all the lights that light the way are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me.
Smell the gumbo. You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio, hosted by the Cajun himself.
I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. You're gonna be the one that saves me. You're gonna be the one that saves me.
Welcome to another great edition of Cajun Sports Radio. Monday, May 27th edition. This edition will be good all week, all the way to next week. We have a lot of great topics to talk about tonight, including leading off with the NCAA playoff brackets are out, and looks like North Carolina is going to be the top seed in that. We got NBA talk, but as I do that, let's welcome in my co-host, Kyle, Coyote Bruyette. What's going on, Dad?
Hey, my boy. What's going on a big old I wanted to say Sunday. I keep thinking today's Sunday.
Right.
Yeah, just want to wish everybody happy Memorial Day, though.
Okay. Yeah. Same here, and we'll talk some NBA. Talk a little, of course, like we do every week, Saints football and LSU football news, and that'll wrap up the show. But right off the bat, let's talk about this baseball tournament. Let's talk about the national championship tournament with the regional name. Looks like North Carolina is going to get the number one seed.
I don't understand that.
And I'm looking here. It looked like if Vanderbilt would have won yesterday against LSU, they would have gotten it. from what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
But I don't know how all of that works. That I don't know.
Yeah.
Where North Carolina come from. What is your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, when we was me and Lane, we did a lot of fishing this weekend. I was coming back from the camp, and Lane, I just so happened to have it on the radio station, 98, and they did say the UL's gonna be in the region or whatever. But then they said they're looking at LSU probably gonna get the number 1 seed. So I came back. I tried to. It's hard, y'all, to pull stuff up on baseball. And the way it falls, Lane, is something to do. They go with everything, from batting averages to, or you know what I mean. I don't know how they do that.
Well, it's
very confusing. That's all I can say.
I guess how the way you could look at it is somehow or another. It's probably like football or basketball, RPI, and
right.
Stuff like that. It's kind of, it's tit for tat with something like that. I guess it has something to do with the teams you play. But by the way, this is Cajun Sports Radio. We are presented by bestplaycage.com. Check them out. I have it right here, Dan. I pulled it up. It is, by the way, I found a new site. I forgot to tell you about this. collegebaseballdaily.com. It has everything it has everything college baseball. The national top 8 seeds in the country with the tournament are North Carolina at 1, Vanderbilt 2, Oregon State 3, LSU 4. Wow.
Oh, man.
Cal State Fullerton 5, Virginia 6, Florida State 7, Oregon 8. The SEC led all of the tournament, all of the NCAA in tournament participants there.
Yeah. Well, tell me something. My blood pressure's getting up right here. How in the hell can you be number 2 in the nation, turn around, go win the SEC tournament that you didn't even have to win, and be ranked 4? I don't understand that.
Well, here's the thing. It has everything broken down on here. The SEC had 9 teams get in the tournament, and that's what's crazy. And LSU won, the SEC tournament.
Yeah.
And still, it really didn't do anything for them, in other words.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. It didn't do anything for them. Well, they should have stayed in Baton Rouge.
So basically, it goes back to what you were saying. It kind of goes back to what you were saying that some people continue to argue that SEC tournament really isn't. It doesn't really hold.
The only thing it did, even they said yesterday for the game, great attendance, and it was in Alabama, but a lot of people wanted to go to see the number 1 team play against the number 2 team in the nation, and now you're telling me we've number 4? I don't understand.
4 overall seed. All right, let me tell you our regional. LSU's regional. We will start off. This is the teams that are in LSU's regional. LSU is the number 1 seed. UL Lafayette is the number 2 seed in the regional. Sam Houston State is the 3. And Jackson State is the 4. LSU opens up playing Jackson State, the 4 seed, and UL Lafayette will play Sam Houston State. So what it looks like is that LSU and UL Lafayette are end up playing each other in the finals. That's what it looks like in this regional. Let's look at.
I didn't know Lafayette made some noise, Lane. I know the girls. Hey, how did the girls do, Lane? They were supposed to do the region. Well, they won. They beat LSU girls last weekend. Try to find that for me. How did the UL girls? They went up north.
College softball. That's a whole nother thing.
Just because it's UL, that's the only reason why I'm asking.
Yeah, that's a whole nother ball game. Right. But I mean, UL Lafayette in. But yeah, the SEC has 9 participants.
That's
what
unbelievable.
It looks like. Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, LSU, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, South Carolina, Texas A&M, and of course the powerful Vanderbilt. But wow, let's look at Vanderbilt's region.
I'm shocked.
Vanderbilt ended up in the Nashville region. They They got Georgia Tech in their region. They're going to slaughter their region.
Yeah.
But you look at the number 1 overall seed, North Carolina State, which, in my opinion, LSU should have been. But look how easy they're in the Raleigh region, and they have. North Carolina. Yeah. They had an easy road. A very, very easy road.
So all that sweating they did since Wednesday or Thursday in Alabama, staying out there,
complete waste.
Complete waste. I don't understand that.
There's 8 number 1 seeds. All of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All of them, if I'm not mistaken, are going to host, a region, at least. I want to say even all the 8 seeds might even host a super region, too, because you have, I think, not all of the top 8 teams, but LSU will host a super regional. So that it kind of did. It did guarantee that they will host a super regional if they win the regional.
I see. So Lane,
you're in the top 4 teams.
Telling me if you won your regions, if you host a region, you're gonna host a super region.
No.
Oh,
that's not automatic.
Okay. Now you just answered my question.
That's not automatic.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's not automatic at all. And like you said, I didn't really know too much about that. I just want to say I got to give the plug to College Baseball Daily. ESPN doesn't even have this stuff broken down. They got everything broken down.
Baseball what? Daily?
Daily, yeah. They have everything broken down.
Appreciate info.
And I'm going to tell you now, and they even have the TV schedule. LSU's not even going to be on. They're going to be on ESPN 3 at 3 o'clock in their first game. Doesn't have the date.
I'm sure for the regions?
For the region. 3 o'clock, ESPN 3 is what it's showing. Against Jackson State. Well, the first game they played against Jackson State. They're going to slaughter Jackson State. You would think. Now, hold on. You would think.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, no elimination. LSU's coming off of a big, Lane, they even did the dog pile yesterday. Right. You seen that?
I did see that. And in Coyote segment, we're gonna bring that back up. That we're gonna talk the SEC tournament in your segment. But I just wanted to get into that real quick, that break off, because that will be a big part of what we're gonna click. We're gonna pick up the college baseball news, guys, over the next few weeks. Because of the NCAA tournament. So I just wanted to start. Right, I just wanted to start the show out with that. But in the NBA, real quick, let's get into some NBA news and notes, and then we'll take a commercial break. Basically, in the Western Conference, San Antonio is slaughtering Memphis. It's 3-0.
Remember that? I told you that them over there are going to come back every year. I don't understand it.
And it's amazing.
Every year they do it. They just come alive in the playoffs. Unbelievable.
With their age, they
I don't understand.
They still can. And look, Memphis playing really good ball. Being able to get the ball inside. But still, San Antonio's got those big men.
They dominate, man. They dominate all phases.
They're playing really good ball.
There's so many veterans,
Look tonight. I think Memphis will get the W tonight, and then we'll go one more game. But San Antonio, they're going to give whoever comes out of that Miami-Indiana series, which is my next topic, that has been a series. Games 1 and 2 were unbelievable. Game 1 went in overtime. Game 2, Indiana won. Indiana, Dad, doesn't have to rely on the jump shot. They're bringing the ball in. Guys like David West, who used to play for New Orleans, are looking really good. And they have Paul George and Hibbert, and they have a bunch of B player names. That they don't have that big player name. You know what I mean? But they have a lot of
Kobe Bryant. You know what I mean?
Right.
Chris Pauls and all that. I understand.
They have nothing but average players, but they're winning. They have a really good coach. But then again, Miami put it to them last night to go up 2-1. So it looks like, and you could put this in the Cajun Sports Radio vault, that it's going to be Miami and San Antonio. I wish that I could make this sound more exciting. But to be honest with you, the NBA playoffs, they started off to be pretty hot. they've been kind of bland. I mean, let's be honest. They've been kind of.
I don't know what's going on with that, Lane.
Well,
I don't understand. You don't hear no talk about it. No one.
What you gonna?
Nothing. It's no big deal.
What you gonna talk about? You got San Antonio slaughtering Memphis 3-0. You know where they're going. Yeah. They're probably gonna win it. If they win tonight, it's over. And even though Indiana is giving Miami a good series, everybody knows that Indiana's not going to beat Miami. So,
I tell you what, though, they're making some noise.
They are making some noise, and I tell you what.
At least that. I enjoy watching it, man.
Yeah, and at least this, and like we were talking about the other day, at least this is really good for the Spurs. Because the Spurs could go in to Miami with being fresh because they shut out Memphis.
Yep.
But then, remember we talked about this. You asked me, okay, I predicted that it would be Spurs Heat. You asked me the question of who do you think will win, and I said it had to do with this round. That if the Spurs took care of Memphis early and Miami had problem with Indy, it would be a huge, huge factor. And that's exactly what's happening.
Yep.
Spurs are going to go in fresh, but the thing is, the finals don't start till June 6th, Dad. June 6th or June 9th. That's a set. So in other words,
give them a rest.
They're going to have a huge rest. Say Miami takes care of business before the end of the week. We might have a few days without basketball, Yeah. But
and really, though, Lane, you don't want too much of a break.
No. We've seen that with Miami.
You don't want too much of a break.
We've seen that with Miami this year. They've kind of struggled off of big breaks. But how about in basketball news? And I wanted to bring this up. How about Phil Jackson, who's been real loud lately? How about him writing a book? Okay, his new book came out, which we have to buy. I have to read this book. Which he says in the book that it got so bad that he wanted to slap Kobe and slap Shaq. That's how bad they would get into it, Kobe and Shaq back in the day. And when it comes back to who's better, Kobe or Michael Jordan, he says that, and I think he has a good point. As far as consistent, it was Michael Jordan. But when Kobe gets hot, there's nobody better than Kobe Bryant. And that's real true. When Kobe would get hot, I mean, there's really nobody better than him when he's hot,
Well, he picked, and when Phil Jackson speaks or whatever, I know like everybody, they listen. He took Russell. He picked Russell over Jordan.
Yeah, I've seen that on here.
He picked Russell over Jordan. And let me tell you something. He's like I don't know. When you say Phil, it's like he's just so he's good. He could go anywhere, do anything, and win a championship.
Well, Shaq was he works for TNT now, and he was talking. They asked him. He said, "Would you let Phil Jackson slap you? Would you do anything about it?" He said, "No." He said, when Phil Jackson came into L.A., I was doing movies and making rap songs and all that. And he came up to me flat out and said, that's got to stop. If you want to be an MVP, you got to stop all that. Remember that when Shaq was in movies and all that stuff?
Oh, yeah. That's true, man.
He said, all that's got to stop. If you want to be a champion, that's got to stop. And he said, that's the thing with Phil Jackson. He's a guy that you're going to respect and you're going to want to play for.
Well, that's what I was trying to say in so many words. No matter what he does, people respect him. Lane, what's the deal? On the radio, something about the Bobcats. They hire Lakers assistant, Mr. Clifford.
Yeah, Steve Clifford. Yeah. Steve Clifford will be the new head coach. Good job with the Charlotte Bobcats, which, by the way, the Charlotte Bobcats are about to become the Charlotte Hornets again.
Yeah.
Which we all know, Michael Jordan owns this Bobcat team, and he negotiated something that this team has not been doing good since they came to Charlotte. The Bobcat name hasn't stuck. So what they're trying to do is they want to bring it back to that old Hornets name. You remember, right? They were called the Charlotte Hornets back in the day, but then New Orleans bought them.
Then New Orleans come in.
So they're trying to bring that back. I found, going back into New Orleans basketball talk, I found something out this week that said that when the Jazz were here, that they were doing really, really well. It wasn't because they weren't selling out. The reason why they left is because the owner just wanted to move back to Utah. He just didn't want to live in New Orleans.
Really?
Yep.
Well, yeah, Lane, that was a big deal. That was a good turn. We had a good team.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I really didn't understand why they ever left. But you just answered it. You know? I guess he didn't want to live there. I don't know.
And that's why they brought the Hornets back, because the NBA always wanted a team in New Orleans. But
well, you remember they ended up owning the Hornets at one time.
Right.
Before Tom Benson bought them.
But now it's time, like they were saying the other day, now it's time that we got to get used. Let's put the Hornets stuff to bed.
Yep.
We got to get used to calling them the Pelicans. And
I can't wait.
The draft is coming up. They didn't really get too high of a draft pick. You know, you had the draft lottery. But we're all looking forward to it. You know, we're looking forward to what maybe this team can do.
Yep.
You know,
I'm excited.
Future,
I think it's going to make some noise. Tom Benson's going to put some noise. He is going to get it back where they're going to sell. You know, you change the name. Man, can you imagine the merchandise? How much you going to sell different? It's whole new. You know what I mean? And that boosts the team.
Yep, it helps. It boosts the popularity of the team, and it helps, you know, money. I heard they're trying as hard as they can to deal, you know, to negotiate with the NBA to try to get as many, you know, national televised game next year.
Yep.
And because that'll help too. You know, that'll help. But I think he did a really and truly, I know you're not going to like this, but I think the first thing that Tom Benson did that was, to me, huge was getting rid of Cox and going to Fox Sports Net. I really do. Fox Sports Net, that's a better broad. That's a
been bucking me since Saturday, and you're going to hit it again.
That's a better
What's
broadcast.
The deal with Cox, Lane? Why?
It's a better broadcast.
Trying to prescribe to them around here. They
it's not prescribed. It's not a medication. You don't prescribe to it.
No, you know, subscribe. I said.
Yeah. It's a better broadcast. I remember watching the Hornets on Cox years ago, and the commentators were horrible. The camera angles were terrible. Now you watch them on Fox Sports Net. It's a better broadcast, Dad.
Yeah, that's really 33 over here, right? That's the one that the Hornets was playing on that I can't catch. Everybody can catch.
Pelicans, yeah. Everybody can.
Yeah, okay. The Pelicans. That's gonna be hard to do.
I know. That's gonna be hard to get used to. So.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that was the first move, because you gotta have a good. That's the thing with the NBA. It's different in the NFL. Okay, let's talk about this. In the NFL, all of your games are on a big network. You're either gonna play on Fox. You know, your game's either gonna be on Fox, NBC, ESPN. You know, you're gonna be on the big stage.
Yeah.
But in the NBA, it's not like that. In the NBA, you're playing so many games that you're playing on these smaller networks. Right. You gotta have a good network, because if you're not on TV and a lot of people aren't watching you, man, you ain't gonna sell no tickets. You know, right. you gotta have people watching you and your popularity to stay up. You see what I'm saying?
The ratings. Yep, the ratings comes in. The
ratings, exactly. Your ratings. And I'm sure the Hornets don't have that good of ratings on television. You know, or I'm sorry, the Pelicans. Yep. But it's going to come. I really think, like you said, you made a statement. If Tom Benson's going to run this team, he's going to do something with it, you know.
Oh, yeah. They have to. You know, They have to do something. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen with that.
Yep, and we'll see what happens. But I tell you what, let's go ahead and take our first commercial break of the afternoon, and we'll come back. We're going to talk some NFL and LSU football news. We'll talk Saints, anything going on in the NFL, and like I said, Saints football, and any news in college football. We're also going to bring up, speaking of football, about Mr. Johnny Football. Johnny Manziel. A lot of people question, is he going to take this season serious? Because the way he's looking right now, it's all a big joke to him. We'll break down Johnny Manziel and see maybe what type of season he could have this season. And if he could lead up to his expectations. This is
Right.
Cajun Sports Radio. We are presented by BestBikeATV.com. We'll be back in a second.
Smell the gumbo. You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio.
Hey, it's Lane from Cajun Sports Radio, and right now we have to talk about Best Bike ATV. This is something that you need to know about. Best Bike ATV is a full-service mechanic shop, locally owned and operated, specializing in the repairing of most ATVs, dirt bikes, and motorcycles. They sell a full line of aftermarket as well as factory parts and accessories. They have a factory-certified mechanic on duty at all times. They are an authorized high lifter, Gorilla, STI, and ITP dealer. They are located on Highway 1 in Echo, Louisiana, about 7 miles north of Marksville. Their operating hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit their website at www.bestbikeatv. Contact them at 318-597-9022. Once again, www.bestbikeatv.com, 318-597-9022. You're going to want to check them out. You will be very impressed. Tell them that Lane from Cajun Sports Radio sent you. Thank you.
Smell the gumbo. You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio.
Welcome back to Cajun Sports Radio. Once again, we are presented by Best Bike ATV. Check them out. Last week, and I forgot about this, Dad brought this up, we said that we would give you a little fishing report and give you an update on what's going on in fishing, and for that, I hand it over to Coyote Bria. Go ahead, Dad.
Yeah, Lane. Me and Lane went to the river, the camp this weekend. We fished Saturday and Sunday and a little bit today. We had a good time. It wasn't great. We just, we spent a lot of quality time. But as far as the fishing, had a lot of east wind and the water's coming up a little bit. But all you fish, Lane, I had a little report. I heard Celine did a little bit better this weekend.
Oh, okay, good.
Buddy of mine, right here at the store. But anyway, other than that, Lane, remember I told you about that east wind? That's what kind of, we got to catch us a couple. We had a good time. So I just want to let y'all know we had fun.
Yep, and like you said, the water's going to raise a little bit more over the next few weeks, we hear. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. But yeah, we just a little update. But let's get back into some NFL news. Big talk this week was Mr. Brian Urlacher, the Bears' longtime linebacker. He retired this week. And he did because mainly, unless we all know why, because he couldn't get the money he wanted, and he really didn't want to play for anybody else. So he's going to retire, and he never played for another team. That's the only team he played for was the Bears, which I thought was pretty good, Dad. But what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I hate to see him go. Very, very good play, but like Lane was saying, we all know why. That here we go again. It's all about the money, and they didn't want to give it to him, and he ain't gonna come out and tell people that. Lane, do you think he's gonna do some broadcasting? Did you hear anything?
I'm sure he will. I don't know what level. He could end up working for the Bears radio broadcast.
Yeah, because he don't look like the type of person that could put on TV. I don't know why. He just don't look like he can sit down and talk.
A lot of linebackers don't.
Yeah.
Is that the type of mentality they have? But the thing with Brian, he wanted way more money than what they were going to offer him. But one thing right now, he's had a lot of injuries. He's played in a rough position, and you can't fault the Chicago Bears for not giving him that big money that he wants, because he's not the same.
Right.
Well, exactly. They're not. He's not the same linebacker that he once was. And
that's right.
But I do find it odd that he didn't give it a try with somebody else. But it really just goes to show you that he really just wanted to end his career as a Chicago Bear, which I thought was pretty world class.
Yeah, it was. Very, very. But I'm like you. I'm surprised. I'm sure he could have been picked up easy by somebody else, And he might do some work in the organization, Lane, to retire as a Bear like that.
Possibly,
he might have a little job in the organization, saying, "Look, man, before I get too beat up, I'm done." How many years he had, Lane? Do you know, real quick?
Let me pull that up. That's a good question. As you talking, let me pull that up.
Yeah, I remember last year when we played him. I'll be right before he took a game, or was it a game before he took off? I want to say his mama was doing bad. I believe she passed away last year at that time. Then we played, or something happened.
Something, yeah. I think you're right. He had somebody get hurt or something like that. A mama passed. You're exactly right. His mama passed away. That's what it was. I remember that now. He had a 13. He retired 13 years, and 35. He's age 35, which means he could have probably had a year or two more. I mean, look at Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis, he was 37, 38.
38.
I mean, the salary he made in 2012, guys, was about $7.5 million a year. They were asking him to take like a $5-6 million pay cut. I mean, they were asking him to take a huge pay cut a year, and he wasn't going to do it because mainly they said to him it was more of a it's just it was disrespectful to him because it was more like this is what I'm worth. Exactly, that's the word I was looking for. It was a slap in the face. That's exactly right.
I guess he figured, but he got something else going on. He just didn't retire, I guess. He has some kind of backup plan, believe me. Because them people that are lying, we look at it, that's a lot of money. But they so used to living that lifestyle where he's going to have a job somewhere else. Believe me. He just didn't say that's it.
Yeah, I completely agree.
That's what I think. Yeah, that's what I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. Because the reason why it is a good point is because I also think that if he would have got offered the right amount of money, he would have went somewhere else. I really think this guy right now is just not where he's not even close to where he once was. He's not healthy.
Oh, no.
And that's the thing. And it's kind of like Tim Tebow. At one point, everybody wanted Tim Tebow. But now he's looked at as a locker room disease. He really is because of the media scrutiny that he brings to your team, and you don't want that,
No. Not today. It's changed so much the last few years with all that. They look at all that. With T.O., remember that? That he's so good of an athlete. Remember he would bring drama? They look at all that now. You know what I mean? I could go on and on about that. You know, they don't want that drama. You know, well, I don't know if I said it right. They
don't want to bring more media attention than necessary.
That's what I went to say, y'all. That's exactly what I want to say.
You
don't want all that. Yeah.
You want to be talked about to a certain extent. You know, to that certain extent. But I think.
Let me tell you something. If somebody would have offered him the money he wanted, they could all say what they want. They don't care. He would have put a different helmet on and went get it. They all say, "Oh, I hate to leave." I'm a true Bears fan or whatever. If someone else would have offered him the money he wanted, Lane, he'd have packed up. Am I wrong?
Oh yeah, money talks.
Money talks.
Money talks. But
that's right.
We'll see how that ends up finishing. But okay, every week, we talk about when it comes to the Saints, we bring up one news aspect or one topic to discuss. This week, Saints had OTAs and rookie mini camps. Last week, I'm sorry. The rookie mini camps went good, and the OTAs went awesome. We did not have any holdouts because of contract issues, and we didn't have any big injuries because people couldn't come. It was almost like a perfect OTA camp.
That was unreal. No one held out. They all went. They excited, Lane.
Yes, and you interview. The interviews from the media looked like football will start next week. That's the way that they were talking. Like, They are so pumped. You know what I mean? It's back. And Roman Harper, by the way, did re-sign, which was a lot of people didn't know that was going to happen. The Saints do bring him back, which I do think, as bad as he was, he's still going to help in our rotation. You know, I think even if we don't have to play him as much, it's going to help out.
He must have took a big cut. That's all I can say.
The contract deals are not, I don't think, fully out there.
Yeah.
From what I've read, but I know one thing. But here, our topic this week will be: what effect can Rob Ryan make on this defense? I know we've danced in this story and talked a little bit about it, but can he be the guy? He's made some big comments, didn't he, this week? That he has.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Hey, talk real quick. I got to walk away from the computer. I got to walk away for 2 seconds. Good talk.
Yeah. I just been going low key with it. I can't wait to see what Rob Ryan's going to do. But after this week, they had an article about his first interview saying he don't like getting fired when Dallas fired. I don't like getting fired. We will shake this team. In other words, he's getting me excited. The article they had, he's ready to go with it and run with it. Him and Sean Payton is getting great. The players like him. They like his moves he's doing. He's making me excited. At first, I was like, "What are we doing?" I was nervous about that. But he wants to prove a point from the worst defense last year. He wants to come in here, Alain, and say, "What? Let me see what I can do with this Saints defense." So I'm all excited.
And I'm going to tell you now, this is more or less a deal of he struggled. That's the whole thing to me with Rob Ryan. He struggled in Dallas the last couple of years. But he was really, really good when he was playing. I mean, when he was coaching for Cleveland. He was a really good defensive coordinator, Daddy. In Cleveland, they have a crazy system in Dallas. Your general manager, Jones. Exactly.
It's called Jerry Jones.
Your general manager, your owner is your general manager, which I don't know how that works. Dallas didn't exactly have the best. They were kind of shooting themselves in the foot on offense. And defensively, I have to say, they were kind of lacking a little bit of talent in the safety spot, and that really hurt them in the backfield period. But if he doesn't produce, it's going to be up for grabs. But I'm being told that Rob Ryan has that mentality of a Greg Williams. That's what they want. That's what Peyton wanted to bring back, Dad.
That's what we hear in Lane. And again, I said it. I'll say it again. I'm excited. I read that article this week again, but he got something to prove here. Mm-hmm. And the players like him, Lane. Again, he got the same, just like Greg Williams. He's pushing something the same way. So, they're ready to go. They're ready to run out the gate with him.
For those of you who don't know, the head coach in New York, Rex Ryan, that is his twin brother, Rob Ryan. They look exactly alike. The only difference is their beards. Twin brothers. The only thing that separates them is their hair and their beards. And we've seen how Rex is. He's very, very loud, and that's kind of how Rob is. Of course, their daddy is Buddy Ryan, which everybody remembers Buddy Ryan for coaching with Mike Ditka and the Chicago Bears. That was a mean fellow. Yeah. They said that he was something else, Buddy Ryan. But I'm going to say now that it's all going to be a coin flip. It makes me feel good that Sean Payton wanted to bring him in. Because, he wasn't going to bring him in if the players didn't like him. That's the whole deal. Right. It looks like the players like him. So
we'll have to just see. Every week we'll talk more. We'll get more news and tell y'all about it. And, when we hear something. But Lane, that was Ryan's first interview with the media since his firing of Dallas. You know that. That was his first interview this week. Mm-hmm. He finally spoke. Yep. He couldn't wait. He couldn't wait.
Yeah. Sure enough. Now, LSU news, it's kind of light. How about Matt Mettenberger agreeing to his drug testing terms finally? Which basically what it is when you join the NFL, when you join a team, you have to agree to a drug test. Mainly, what they're telling me is that Matthew, before he gets his $265,000 signing bonus, has to fail a drug test. And I'm sorry.
Pass.
He has to pass. He wouldn't have had a problem with that. He has to pass all of his drug tests to get. He's going to get half up front if he passes it, and then the rest over the next 3 years of a signing bonus. No, that's his signing bonus.
Yeah.
$265,000 is his signing bonus. He gets that. The only thing that's guaranteed, guys, in a contract, in an NFL contract, the only money that you guarantee, and that's why you always hear, he's getting $100 million. No, nobody ever gets all that money. The only thing guaranteed is the signing bonus. That's it. He has a 4-year, $3 million contract. None of that money is guaranteed. None of it. Not a dollar of it that is guaranteed.
Right.
But the signing bonus, the $165,000 signing bonus, the only way that he that's how much Arizona protected themselves. They agreed to a term to where not even the signing bonus is guaranteed if he can't pass drug tests. So, in other words, he has to stay clean.
Well, they've been burnt so many times, these teams. Like, everything they dot their I's and cross their T's. You know what I mean? They've been burnt so many times. They want to make sure, because that's, that's all perfect. That's too much money.
Yeah, it's a lot to invest in a player. And like I said,
that's a lot.
If he stays out of trouble, I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to be a big part of that team if he can stay out of trouble.
He won't.
We'll see what happens. Arizona, not a big party town, but we'll see.
He'll make
it into the town.
I hope it goes well.
And how about the shattered Alabama BCS trophy? Goes for $105,000.
Yep.
Did I say that right?
$105,000.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know
$105,000.
That's how much that trophy
that they knocked over. Yeah, that they broke.
$105,000. That's crazy for a trophy.
Well, it's made out of that some kind of just I don't know. You know what I mean? You gotta for $105,000. I don't know why they got to do it that they carry around. That looks just like it.
Exactly.
Just like the trophy that we seen when we went to see when Tiger tour come to LA. We looked at that wasn't a real trophy. I didn't know that. It was a duplicate, a plastic. It looks just like it.
Now, they used to use the real ones back in the day when they would travel. Like you said, now, no, it's duplicate. No. Alabama actually shattered their real one, though. You know, Florida.
I know they did.
And you remember a few years ago, Florida did the same thing.
Oh, yeah. Somehow he was on the stand and knocked it over somehow. I don't know.
I heard they were drinking and big story. But
really?
No, I made that up. But before we get into some Johnny football talk, which we were going to talk here, how about the man himself, Chuck Norris, of all people? How about him being a Tim Tebow fan? He endorses the signing of Tim Tebow.
What's the deal on that?
This is coming from Chuck Norris. To put it simple, it's because Tim could not turn that mediocre team, talking about the Jets, into a championship team. Tebow's works miracles on the field, and his inclusion would embolden the spirit of the Jacksonville Jaguars players and fans. Tebow is a player who rises to the occasion and delivers big and critical moments. He reminds me of myself when I used to compete in martial arts. I would spar with my back belts, and basically, he just loves Tim Tebow, Chuck Norris. So we'll see if that helps Tim get signed with the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll see.
If he does, that ain't gonna be no big money there. They just gonna do it for the name. That's what I think. He's done.
Oh yeah, it would be because he's from that area.
Yeah,
he's from that area. So. We'll see what happens with him. Like I said, I remember 2 years ago when he would play in them 3:00 afternoon games for Denver. I couldn't wait to the end of the game when he was starting. He would play terrible all the way till out of a 60-minute game, he would play terrible 55 minutes of it. But in them last 5 minutes, oh my God, does he come alive in those last 5? He's just fun to watch. He's fun to watch. I'll still say that to the end. I want to see him laying somewhere. I enjoy watching him. I really do. But
hey, Lance, I just want to say real quick, thank y'all. We got some new listeners. Kendrick and Monica and them are listening over there on their end. That's our next door neighbor, y'all, at the camp, and they just wanted a quick message. Tell us hello. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
We appreciate the listen. Every listen counts, and that has been driving up. The listening count has continued to grow. You can check us out. You can ask questions and stuff. We got through Facebook, Cajun Sports Radio on Facebook and Twitter. So if y'all want to ask any questions, and there's even a way on the website to ask questions. But the next topic, we really do appreciate it. Next topic, Johnny Manziel, aka Johnny Football, whatever you want to call him. It seems like he's been having a lot of fun over this off season, and he's been saying a lot of things. He's been everywhere basically. After winning the Heisman, you see him everywhere.
He's rolling right now.
He was the first freshman to ever win a Heisman. I'm sorry, I'm not letting me interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, I said right now his name. He won the Heisman. He's rolling. He's like, he's the man. So I'm waiting to see what he's going to do next year.
That's the thing. You see him everywhere, and I don't blame him. He's soaking in the popularity, like he was saying on TV.
No, I don't blame him at all.
He was saying on TV last week. Last year at this time, nobody even knew who he was. Nobody knew he existed. And that's what's been funny about the Heisman in college football. It seems like over the last few years, the player who wins it, we don't even know who they are going into the season. It's always been the player that we don't see coming. And Johnny Manziel came out of nowhere, but he's been doing things, he looks very, very cocky, which, hey, I would be too. But I'm just wanting to know, is he going to have that type of season? He is of course, everybody who has been projected to win the Heisman in the preseason has never won it, if I'm not mistaken. 9 out of 10, they don't win it. So what do you see out of Manziel this year?
What really made him lame You know, he's always been good. I'm not taking nothing away from him. He is a damn good quarterback. When they beat Alabama, he just skyrocketed. You know, they beat Alabama.
His popularity.
Yeah, but Lane, I don't think he's going to have the year he had like this year because he's a target now. They're going to be really watching him this year. I don't think he's going to have, you know, he's not big. You know, he's fast. But I don't think he's going to have the year he had last year. Think about it. You know, he got a bullseye on him.
Well, exactly. He's not going to have.
No.
I don't think he doesn't have to have the year he had last year.
Yeah.
But let's face it, sophomore slump always comes into effect. That saying. It's usually for the NFL. But for you as a freshman in your first year of playing college football, to going into that year, you didn't even know if you were going to start, to winning, you know, the Heisman.
Right.
He's not going to be as hungry. But then again, we don't know about this kid. We've doubted him a lot. You remember, you were the one to say that in that Cotton Bowl that he wasn't going to look good against Oklahoma, that he was going to struggle. And he went nuts.
That's what I've seen right there, Lane.
And that was after he won the Heisman.
That was after
he won the Heisman.
They thought it was going to be what's the name they call it? After you win the Heisman, it's called
Heisman letdown.
Yeah.
Heisman letdown.
And let me tell you something. He plays some ball. You hear me?
Ooh. Oh my! I mean,
he got an arm. I never see someone so fast that could throw it. He's small. He can move, and he throws it. He got a good arm. He just straight to the target. He's good. You remind me of Drew Brees. Because Drew Brees don't have the size either.
Yeah, but hold on. Drew Brees ain't nearly the runner that he is either.
Right. I'm just saying about that rocket pass he got.
Right.
You know what I mean? He got
it's true.
Real good.
But for his age, and I mean, he continues to get better. But what's interesting with Manziel is, it seems like his accuracy continues to get better and better. I didn't realize that he's a redshirt freshman, which means last year was his second year. It's just his first year he didn't play. Manziel could leave after this season because he was redshirted.
Yep.
So this could be his last year. I'm interested to see what the NFL scouts are going to think about him because his size could be an issue. He has the right type of year, Dad. He's gone. He's going to the NFL if he has the right.
Oh, it's all over with. It's all over with. After this year, if he shines and does what you know what I mean? He's gone. It's over.
To me, anything less than first round or top 10 pick, top 5 pick, I would stay if I was him. Anything less than top 5, anything worse than top 5, I wouldn't leave. You know, because it depends. I don't know, though. We've seen quarterbacks stay and hurt themselves.
That's
like we did with Barkley this year. You know, we'll see. But
that's a hit and miss.
It's a hit and miss, and it's going to be interesting to see how he handles it. And like you said, he has that big bullseye on him right now.
That's right.
Teams are studying for him right now. You know, they're already looking to see. They're looking at his moves and everything like that. But now is the time that everybody waits for, and I always get messages about the time that all of you wait for. Coyote segment. Here we go. It's our weekly, basically LSU news of all the sports. Now go ahead and take it over.
Yeah, well, we kind of appreciate it. We kind of talked about it earlier. We started the show with with LSU baseball, with the regions and all that, so y'all know what LSU did. But
which, if they didn't, real quick, I don't want to interrupt you. I want to go ahead and, if y'all didn't listen, LSU is one of the top 8 seeds. They're number 4 overall. They're in their region. It's LSU, Jackson State, UL Lafayette, and Sam Houston State. UL Lafayette's the number 2 seed. LSU will open up against Jackson State, the 4th seed. But go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't know this, Lane, real quick. LSU became, after we won the SEC tournament yesterday against Vanderbilt, the score was 5-4. They went 10 innings. But I didn't know this either, Lane. They became the only SEC school in history to win double digits, SEC tournament titles and we're in an NCAA tournament. I didn't know that. In that
you threw me there. You threw me. What now?
Okay, they are the first SEC team to win double-digit SEC tournament titles. They won the SEC tournament, and they turned around and won the. And yeah, that's the.
No, okay, you got it wrong. Okay, no, they've won 10. Let me fix it for you. They've won 10 of them. They're the first team to have double-digit tournament wins. In other words, no team has ever had 10. You've had teams have 9, but they're the first team to have 10 tournament wins. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I was reading it wrong. I thought because they won the tournament and they won the West, whatever. You know what I mean?
No,
but
no.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like I said, baseball, I'm learning. But I still don't like what you told me at the beginning of the show, that all this, what they did this weekend, means nothing. You know?
Well, I don't know about nothing.
Number 4 seed? Excuse me. I don't understand how they do all
this.
It's
just you win, you go through the whole SEC tournament and you beat the number 2 team in the country.
Number
it
one
really
team.
Didn't improve. I'm sorry, the number 1 team in the country.
Yeah.
And it didn't improve. But let me tell you something though.
That's why. I don't understand that.
Here's the difference. I do understand it. The difference is just like basketball. In baseball, when they pick the tournament, they don't go by the AP polls. Basketball doesn't either. Basketball didn't see Vanderbilt as the number 1 team in the country. They didn't see us as the number 2 team in the country. They seen North Carolina. Basically, Dad, as you said earlier, the SEC tournament really doesn't mean that much. And we used a lot of our pitching for really, like you said, really it didn't mean as much as what it was worth. But go ahead.
But they were pulling pitchers out because, you know, you start Wednesday. They played Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know, you have to pull pitchers that, you know, out the box. Not just us. Vanderbilt, too. Now, hats off to Chris Cotton. He was named the most valuable player of the whole deal. Lane, he is unbelievable for closure. He is unbelievable. What do you think about that?
I've been impressed with him ever since mid-season.
That's unreal. That's unreal.
You know, when I seen he's a really good closer, and in this game, let me tell you something. His worth is about to go up because it's about to be needed even more. Because when you get into these regionals and super regionals, I don't know so much about the regional because LSU does. I mean, they don't really have any tough. I mean, watch out for UL Lafayette, but they're gonna need him, man. Come super regionals and the World Series, hopefully. You need that closer, man. I mean, rock solid. Hell, they might need him in the regionals too. You know.
Well, he's always there. It don't matter when they put him in. He always comes across. You know.
Well, the thing is, you pitch a closer 1 inning. That's your goal. To only pitch him 1 inning. That way, you could pitch him every day in a series. You know, he's not burnt out. You could pitch him, you know, the next day if you need to, and that's what's good about him. But go ahead.
Yeah, but no, that's all. We said earlier. I still didn't pull it up. I wanted to see what another hometown team, UL girls in softball, they were playing in the super regions in Connecticut somewhere, and I didn't see what they did. Because when Lane mentioned the UL boys baseball is going to play in Baton Rouge, it hit me about the UL girls. The UL girls knocked LSU out. Softball, they knocked us out, the regions. So I'm anxious to see. I will pull it up later. I just can't find nothing right now as we speak. What they did. I know they played this weekend. Alain, did you find anything about it or still nothing?
As we speak, I'm looking something up right here. Go ahead.
You a lot quicker with it. Then Lane mentioned something else too. I said it don't mean nothing, but the part I read right here, it does because you got the region and super regions. But the super region. The regions, I know it's kind of confusing, y'all. You got the region, the super. You got to win the region double elimination, and you got the super regions double elimination. Then you go to Omaha, the World Series, and LSU has been hitting this week. They've been hitting better. They were in a slump. God dang, they hit the ball good this weekend. That's what I say this weekend. This week. I thought they were going to go in there when they got in the losers bracket, go win like old Skip Burtman used to say. Turn around and go win 2-3 games and go home. Let's get ready for the region, super region. Guess what we did? We went out there and won the whole SEC tournament for bragging rights. Right, Lane?
Well, yeah, whenever you're ready, I have
go
ahead, the news on the softball team.
Thank you.
They fought. They really did. They fought, but they ended up losing to Michigan 1-2 to get eliminated. But they're looking at this as a huge ordeal. I mean, this is really good for the team. And while on UL news, it's just amazing what football can do for your organization. I'm in Lafayette a lot during the week, and I can tell you this, on the sports shows, everything like that around Lafayette, they're constantly building new things. They were talking today, the other day, that now in the baseball field, you have scoreboards that you could see. Before, the baseball field, you couldn't even see the scoreboard. It's amazing that when you start winning in football, everything gets better. And that's what's happened. It's so hard right now. They're saying they're selling so many tickets right now, season tickets, for the football team.
Really?
This year, they're going to come into this season with the most popularity they've ever had in UL football history. Well, go ahead with your segment.
Yeah, but no, good, Lane. I just hate to hear it. Hats off to the girls. For them to beat LSU, they were number 21 in the country, UL. And they come beat number 8 or 9 that LSU was. 2 out of 3. So, and Lane works a lot. He drives truck. He delivers a lot down south. So Lane's, he sees the fan base, how big they are. They don't play. They serious. And years ago, yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but something I used to think is that you can't have an UL and an LSU fan, but that you still have more LSU fans in Lafayette.
Yeah, right.
You still have more, but you have people who love them both. And it's just fun to see the football team is making noise. That from those two bowl wins that they've had in the New Orleans Bowl over the last couple of years,
that was huge.
They've made so much money off of those two games.
That's right.
It's helped the program out a lot. But go ahead.
Yeah, it did. I don't know what year it was, y'all. The Saints, that was Jim Mara, real quick. They would come around and have like a practice. So me and Lane went to UL.
Not to correct you, but that was Jim Haslett. But go ahead.
Yeah, what did I say, Jim Mara? I'm sorry.
You said Jim Mara. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. So me and Lane went, y'all, and we have never been so close to the team. We were sitting right there. But anyway, long story short, we pull up to go watch them. They got boots and all. People's tailgating, partying like there's no tomorrow. And we got to see Jim Haslett and all. But, Lane, I found the football field was nice. And that was, 8 years ago?
And
it's nicer now. That's what I say.
They're continually building more boxes. They're building more seats.
Yeah.
They're putting nicer scoreboards in. It's just amazing what they're doing with the program. It really is. It continues to grow. Go ahead.
Yeah, we got it. Like we just talked about people at the camp. Lucas, he's a senior this year. He graduated again. Congratulations. He's going to UL, in a few months. So I'm sure he's excited. UL is a very good school. So that's going to work out good. UL is a very good school.
Good deal. It really is. We know a lot of people who graduated there. And nice ordeal. But back on, as far as LSU baseball is concerned, flipping back to them, it really did hurt them, though. All of the, they had to burn a lot of stamina in that SEC tournament. Yeah, they probably guaranteed themselves a super regional by winning the SEC tournament. But a lot of people said they had that locked in. I'm reading now that they might have not had it locked in if they didn't win the SEC tournament.
Really?
That would have been a big disaster if LSU. Now, 9 out of 10 they probably did, but it would have been a disaster if LSU wouldn't have hosted a super region.
The super region, but we already had the region, right? Okay.
We had that knocked up a long time ago.
We had that knocked up. So, in other words, winning the whole And the World Series, they can't wait. They love for LSU to go to the World Series because we got the biggest fan base around.
Yeah, we lead the league.
Yeah, we just pack the whole place. Yeah.
Well, we lead the NCAA in attendance every year.
That's right.
We're one of the only baseball teams to show a profit in college baseball. Most other college baseball teams don't turn a profit at all. LSU does.
Right.
But we'll see. And we will, like we said earlier in the radio show, we will, week in and week out, now dedicate more to this show. College baseball tournament news and notes of what's going on, kind of like we did with college basketball come tournament time. And we'll see. Well, this is the first time that we'll cover this tournament in and out, and I'm interested to see.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. In fact,
I am too.
I do, even if LSU's not in it. When it comes to the World Series in baseball, I just like watching. It's just good baseball. That's when I usually watch it. You know.
Yep. Yeah, and we'll see. It's gonna be fun to see. Let's see what happens, and we'll see. And we'll also next week update everybody on what's going on in the NBA. We got that. Maybe by next week we know who's gonna be in the finals.
Yeah,
we'll
we
update
know
that. And of course, Saints, LSU, football news. You know, same thing we've been doing. This is a show that is dedicated to football on a weekly basis. This is a football-based show, but that covers all topics. This is a weekly show, which does move to Sunday nights starting next week. That's another thing. Sunday night, 6 o'clock next week. So
right.
That's you can put that in the bank. All right. Well, I think that's all the time we're gonna have today, Dad. Anything on your segment before we wrap up?
No, Lane. We covered it all. That I think, just like I said, not football season, so sports is kind of slow. But we'll have a lot next week. See what's going on with the LSU and this and that. And just want to thank everybody for listening to us. We really appreciate it. We really do.
Yeah, we do. And like I said earlier, the listening count continues to grow.
Yeah.
You can listen to the show. If you're just joining us, you can go back, listen to it from the beginning. You can listen to us anytime you want at CajunSportsRadio.com. This is Cajun Sports Radio. We have been presented by BestBikeATV.com. Check them out. They are our lone sponsor. And if you know anybody who's interested in sponsorships, we're looking at that as well. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next Sunday now. We move to Sunday nights starting next week.
Thank you.
Have a great week.
Smell the gumbo? You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio.
You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio with Coyote and Lane.